Hey, what's up guys? Just wanted to do a quick video real quick here for an unboxing for Corsair HS60. It is one of the cheaper headsets you can buy. It's under 50 bucks right now and has pretty good ratings. I think 4 stars out of 5 on Amazon and various websites. I think Tom's Hardware gave it the lowest rating at 3.5 out of 5. But main reasoning for this headset, I wanted to find something that was cheap and something that worked on the PC. So this is the USB model that we will be reviewing. So it's the HX60 surround sound, and it's 7.1, it's USB, and it's under $50. So if you guys are looking for something decently cheap, probably this one would be the good one to go, but I'll more than likely make another video later on to kind of talk about the usage. So this is more of like an unboxing, but let's go ahead and get started. First thing I always like to do is weigh the box. So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the scale. And just to give you guys an idea, so hopefully you guys can see that it should say 0.0. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this on here right now. And showing 1.2 pounds. So not too heavy, but it is over a pound. So if you're kind of worried about long hours of use, things like that, that's something to keep in mind as well. So let me go ahead and turn this off, get this out of the way, and let's go ahead and jump right into it and go straight into the unboxing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top off quick, and safety, cut away from yourself. And so yes, so it's open up at the top here. A couple things to note. Packaging design is really cool. I do like it. Looks very straightforward, nothing too crazy. There is a disclaimer on this. You know, they started doing these maybe a year or two back. This headset was released early last year, so early 2018. So we're middle of 2019. So this is about a year after this headsets came out, and the price has dropped a good amount since. So under 50 bucks, still a good deal. But everything uses the regular headphone jacks nowadays, and it's not a direct USB plug-in from the headset. So it's going to be very uncommon to find headsets that are just USB direct, and they switched over from that transition. So let's go ahead and jump right into this here and look at the unboxing. So let me switch cameras, and cool. So let me turn this around. And it's in the way here, but I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. Open up the top and take a look and see initially. So we got some things that fell on the back. So here's the packaging itself, and you guys can't even really see that, so that's fine. I'll leave it out of the box. So here's what came in the box. So you got a user manual, and also just the actual box itself. So let me go ahead and take a closer look at everything. So here's something in the center, and it's telling you to I guess put your finger there and pop it open. Looks like there's some things in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and start taking things out. So it looks like first thing we have a USB dongle. So based on the package here, this is the USB dongle for you that'll convert your headphone jack into 7.1. So that's one thing I forgot to mention. This is a 7.1 audio for the headset, and it looks like all of it's being controlled on this USB portion of it, and output into the actual headset itself. So pretty cool stuff. Let's take a look at what else is in here. And so simple mic boom, and I'll put this right here down. So it looks like it's a simple mic boom, and it's a USB dongle here. So I'll go ahead and bring both of these out just to show it. And so it's just a standard, it bends, and so the mic dongle there. So those are the other two things. And then lastly is the actual headset itself. So looks like it's a child-proof. So I'm gonna go ahead. There's some zip ties on the back, or wire ties on the back, to kind of keep the headset in place. Which is, I will note that is pretty smart of Corsair And one thing I will say about this, which you guys don't really see in the unboxing, but I'll show you here real quick. Inside the box, you'll see two of the pads. So these are like felt pads in there. And actually what those pads do is protecting the actual pads of the headset. So I thought it was pretty smart. And so they gave it a little bit of extra thought into the process. So I'm going to show the headset here. So here is the actual headset. So pretty standard looking, but I do like the actual stitching in the pad of the leather in the back of the headset rest. Looks like the controls here are an actual headset, so it looks like there's a mute and a volume control, and then from here there's a cable with the jack here that'll connect to the USB to the PC. So technically you don't really need this piece, to get the USB part. This is the dongle is really what gives the USB ability to plug in a USB. So that's pretty interesting note there. Next thing I'll do is put it on, and I'll see how comfortable it is. One thing noting, taking a look at it, it is adjustable. So we'll switch here to real quick. So it looks like it adjusts back and forth for the height on both sides. So that's pretty cool. And there's numbers on it, which you guys can't really see, but it kind of gives you an idea. So to give it symmetrical adjustment, so you can kind of adjust on the top. Another thing I'd like to note, actually, that's very interesting to me, is the piece that's on the headset itself. It's metal, so it's very it's very different from the traditional. I've seen everything's plastic nowadays. Usually everything's plastic, but this actual piece is metal, and it can actually swivel at the headset. So at each ear swivels a little bit. So pretty cool. I do like that aspect of it. And I'm assuming this looks like it's labeled. Yep, there's a left and right, so the wires will be on your left, and there's a jack in the front for the actual microphone jack. So I can pull this out, and it's a plastic piece, and looks like it opens up a little hole for jack, or you can just cover it up if you're not using mic output. So so very interesting. So let's go ahead and put it on quick. And so this is an open, I believe, open ear design. I can still hear myself talking, and I can hear some of the noise around me. It does isolate some noise a little bit, but I wouldn't really call it closed ear headset. So it looks like I have it put on with the lowest setting, and it's pretty comfortable for me. One thing I do want to note is, I'm a glasses wearer, so that's very, picky thing, and I don't feel like they pinch too hard. The padding on it's pretty soft, so I think after long hours of play, I think it'll work. And also, if you're wearing like gamer glasses, things like that, this might work pretty well. There are a couple headset brands out there that are glasses specific. So this one is not glasses specific, just to give you a heads up on that. But for me, it still feels very comfortable. So I think I'll be fine playing this in the long term or for long hours. So we'll go ahead and let Gary see what she thinks about it. So my head's a lot bigger than hers, and so if you have a smaller head, or like a girl or whatever, you might not like that size because that's as small as it'll go. So probably not really made for that, because it's not really adjusting well, and it looks like it sags a little bit on the lower inside. So yeah, so she's basically her ear touches the top of the pad. So would not recommend for someone with a smaller head. But yeah, besides that, like I said, the fake leather or whatever they have here is pretty comfortable, and I do like the extra stitching they have. It's like a cross stitching, like a hexagon pattern. So very unique, and the design overall. But that's pretty much it. Nothing else to note in terms of design. I do feel like it's pretty well constructed. I do like some of the adjustments it has, and for the actual head itself, and over my head is pretty comfortable. And like I said, it does isolate some of the noise, and could imagine that these are will be pretty loud. Another thing to note too is I believe these are 50 millimeter. Yep. So these are 50 millimeter drivers. Another thing to pay attention to when you're buying headsets. So there's a lot of headsets out there that are a lot cheaper that or even the same price that are 40 millimeter drivers. So the smaller the speaker, it's not as loud. So you want the 50 millimeter or 60 to drive a little louder sound. 50 is probably the standard. I would probably wouldn't go anything less than 50, unless you're going a portable route. 40 is fine portable route. It's a little bit lighter. And I would assume it uses a little bit less power. But if you're in a home setting or anything that requires the loudness, the boom, the bass, the home setting, you'd want to go with the 50 millimeter driver. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask at the end of the video, and I will respond with any comments I have. Another thing that I don't know if it even matters, but this particular headset is Discord certified. It says that actually on the box itself with the logo, so it's actual Discord certified. So looks like they have some kind of collaboration with I have cats, so they knocked some camera around. So looks like they have some collaboration with the actual company here, Corsair. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the initial unboxing. Quality feels good. Corsair has been around for a long time. They've been making a lot of PC peripherals and PC parts for a while, so they've been in the business for a long time. So it looks like they've done their homework, and it looks pretty good, feels pretty good. So well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, ask questions, anything you guys have, and I'll try to answer anything. Peace.